there everyone, and how are you guys doing today? I am Joe Maring from MobileCupOfJoe.com, and in this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, I'm going to be unboxing and showing you how to set up the HP OfficeJet 6600 all-in-one printer. So guys, this printer, it's got fax, it's got copy, it's got, what else do printers do? It can print, it's got scanning, so much stuff in this printer, so many features, and looks like a really awesome thing for small businesses or a small little office printer. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and unbox it and set it up here in this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. But guys, before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, bring it over, and sit on down. Take a swig for a Mobile Cup of Joe.
Alright, before we get too far in this unboxing video, I'd like to give a big thank you and shout out to our friends over at HP for hooking us up with HP OfficeJet 6600 and other awesome HP products. Guys, it's because of companies like HP that make Mobile Cup of Joe possible, because they send us products like the 6600 to unbox and review for you guys, our fans. So big thanks to HP, and let's go ahead and get started with this here unboxing video. And after we get it out of the box, we're going to set it up for you, show you how to install it, and we've got our handy dandy Santoku knife once again to cut this baby open. HP OfficeJet 6600 right here, nice picture of the product showing you that it's got HP e-print. Swiping it over to the back side, another image of it, just showing off some of its features. Let's see if we can cut off the top right here, get all that heavy shipping tape off of the top, and it's coming off very nicely so far. Gotta love those nice big kitchen knives to get open these packages. We got a bit more tape up here we gotta get off, and I think we might need to get a little bit here on the side. There we go, coming off very nicely. Let's go ahead and see what's inside this little box right here. Inside we have got some manuals, obviously, looking like it's probably going to have to be reading some of those as we're setting it up. We have OfficeJet Getting Started Guide. Awesome stuff. Looks pretty boring. Getting started guide. Nothing too exciting right there. We're going to go ahead and set that to the side. See what else we got in this big box right here. Looks like we also have an installation CD, which if you need that for some reason, you got that. And what else do we have? Lots of tape and plastic and everything. Lots of cardboard in here. Got something right here. Looks like a power cable or something for the printer. This looks like a loading tray for the paper. We'll set that off to the side as well. And this is a very awkward thing to unbox here on camera. Very kind of difficult to get something this big. So we're going to see if we can go ahead and hopefully pull this out of here. It looks like it's going to give us some difficulty. And shaking it's not working. So let's see if we pull on one side, maybe. Or pull on the other side. Really not sure how we're going to get this thing out of here without making it too much of a fool. So we're going to put our knee on the table and slide it out. And looks like we have got the OfficeJet 6600 slowly coming out of the box right here. Pick her up nice and sturdy. Set her down to the side for a quick minute. Get this box out of here. Get our shipping return label out of there. And then we will go ahead and take this box and throw it down to the side, or set it down to the side rather. Don't want to damage that fancy cardboard. And we're going to place the OfficeJet 6600 back on the table right there. We've got a lot of tape and plastic to take off, so we're going to go ahead and set this stuff down. It looks like we've got our ink cartridges right here. The HP includes with the printer. Nice to have those in there. We'll set those to the side. Let's go ahead and see if we can take off everything and all this plastic and crap here on the printer. Lots of blue tape going on in here. HP really trying to keep this printer secure. So we are taking off the initial layer of the plastic goodness. Let's see, turn it around so you get a better viewing angle of it. Throw that to the side. Let's go ahead and almost pulled that part off of it. Go ahead and get this tape off of there. Nice satisfying sound this packaging tape has when you pull it off. Really does make you feel like you are accomplishing something right here. Throw that down to the side. It's stuck on our knife, but oh well. Let's see what we've got in here. Probably another part of the paper loading tray, or the input or output tray, one of those. It looks like this is going to be our output tray for the paper. We'll set that to the side for a minute. Got more plastic here, more plastic here. This is plastic everywhere. You could write a poem about the OfficeJet 6600. My mouth is not moving, but I am talking. You can do that through the magic of video editing, folks. I think we've got all the tape out of here. Nope, we've got more inside. Open the box, and there's more plastic inside. More plastic and styrofoam. But it looks like we got the majority of the plastic off of the HP OfficeJet 6600. So now that we've got it all unboxed and ready to go, let's go ahead and take a closer look at how to set up, for the first time, your initial setup of the HP OfficeJet 6600. So now we're ready to first start setting up the printer. Next step after you get it out of the box, you're going to have to install, or at least insert, this piece of plastic right here. So this is going to be part of where you input your paper. So you just push this thing in there, and it's going to lock in place where I'm pressing my fingers. I actually did it before, now I can't get it unstuck. So you're just going to go ahead and pop that in. Then you take this tray right here, and you slide it in right there, so your paper can come out nicely on this little platform, and it slides out very nicely, as you can tell. So let's go ahead and go into the next step of setting up our printer. So the next step for setting up your OfficeJet 6600, you're going to go around to the back side of it, and you are going to take our power brick right here. We're going to take this other cable that came with the printer. We're going to take this end of the dongle and plug it into the little input for the power brick, like so. It goes in very easily. I don't think it matters what way you stick it in. That's what she said. It couldn't resist, but let's move on from that. And then you take your other end of your power cord right here from your power brick, and you're going to go ahead and plug it right into the back of the OfficeJet 6600. Make sure it's nice and secure in there so you got nice power. And then you take the AC input, and we're going to stick it into an AC outlet and go on to the next step. Okay, so in the next step for setting up your OfficeJet 6600, you're going to go ahead and hit that power button right there on your screen on the front of the printer. So we're going to make sure if we actually have power, if we plugged in our cables correctly, and it looks like we did because we have a green power light and the screen is turning on. HP logo. You can adjust the little display here of the printer based on how you're looking at it, so you can tilt it up if you'd like. You can also keep it down just based on what viewing angle is best for you. So it's really nice that HP does add that little feature in this printer. So we're going to choose our language. Are we French? Are we Polish? Are we Portuguese? We're English, baby. Go ahead and touch yes to confirm, because I'm pretty sure we're English. And USA, Canada, Australia, we're going to go ahead and go with USA, because I'm pretty certain we're in the USA as well. So now it's going to set up the printer to the network, and we're going to hit continue. It's going to initialize this setup right here. And now we're going to go ahead and install our ink cartridges, and we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And it's going to go by itself, apparently. So right here, it's got a little video tutorial showing you how to set up your ink cartridges. But you know what? Since we're doing a setup video, we're going to show you ourselves how to install the ink cartridges on the 6600. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alrighty then. So now into the next step of setting up the OfficeJet 6600. We're going to go ahead and install our ink cartridges into this bad boy. So you go to the left-hand side of the front of the printer, bring this little tray down. Got a god-awful noise, and it brings over here our place to install the ink cartridges. So HP has included 4 standard ink cartridges, as you'd come to expect with the printer. You have magenta, you've got cyan, you have black right here, and you also have yellow, the 4 basic colors of your printers. So then all we do, we're going to go ahead and take the ink cartridges and attempt to place them incorrectly here on the 6600. Maybe it's upside down. Nope, that's not how it goes. I think it's this way, if I'm good at educating guesses. And it looks like that is the way to install your ink cartridges. So let's take our yellow one right here. I'm going to show you the proper way. The proper way, actually, I just said proper way like 3 times. This is the front of the ink cartridge that's going to go in. Here's what the backside looks like of the way it's supposed to go in. Just pop it in, and it doesn't sound like a satisfying click, but you will feel it inserting into the printer. We're going to go ahead and take the cyan and pop her in as well. Make sure she's nice and snug. And we're going to finally take the magenta, last but not least, and get her into the printer too. So then we just go ahead and close this up, and it's going to go ahead and initialize and sync all of the ink cartridges right there. So now let's go ahead and see what the next step is into setting up our HP OfficeJet 6600. Okie dokie, so this is probably the most difficult part of setting up your brand new printer, inserting the freaking paper. I'm being completely facetious right here. This is probably the most basic part of setting up the printer. All you do is fold up the little input tray right here, or the output tray rather, for your paper, and you push aside these little safety guidelines for the paper. Make sure it's nicely tucked and stacked, and you slide it right in. Make sure your little guides on the side are holding it nice and tight and nice and snug. Pop that back down, and you're done. So now that we have our grueling task of making sure the paper is set in properly, let's go ahead and go into the next step. Now we are moving on to some of the last few steps of setting up our 6600. Right here we have our alignment page that the printer printed. Looks like you got some nice colors, some nice blacks. All in all, looking pretty good so far. Now we're going to go ahead and set up our printer connection. If we're going to be wireless or USB, we're going to be wireless because everything's wireless nowadays, homie G. We're going to go ahead and hit this button right here to go to continue. And now it's going to search for the wireless routers in our area, and it should find our Netgear router fairly quickly. It looks like it's still searching for it. It's thinking about it. There we go. Netgear 86 found our network, and it looks like this is not capable of finding a 5 gigahertz band of Wi-Fi since our router is dual band, so just keep that in mind. Now we're going to go ahead and hit skip because our router does not have a little refresh button like that, or WPS button. Updating the status of the Wi-Fi protected setup. And it's chugging right along. Going fairly quickly for a printer here. Now it's going to need our WPA password so we can connect this correctly and properly to our home Wi-Fi network. We're going to go ahead and hit OK and enter our long password into this grueling little touchscreen right here. So let's go ahead and do that and come back to the last couple of steps. So we are finally here. We have the printer all set up and ready to go. Now we're just going to run through the little user interface here on the 6600. So you've got some left and right buttons here. You have a home button and a little question mark button if you need help. And you can use these left and right arrow buttons to navigate through the menu here. It looks like they are not capacitive touch buttons. They actually feel like they are physical buttons. There's a little feedback when you press them, so these are physical buttons for your home, your left and right, and your question mark button. Just want to point that out. I'm going to try to go ahead and go into the App Store for the 6600 because on the HP PhotoSmart 5520, which is the last printer we reviewed, you could get some really cool stuff like some games to print out from your printer, some recipes, some coloring pages for the kiddos, but it looks like it doesn't want to load up here on the 6600, at least not right now, so we're going to go ahead and cancel that. Let's see what else we've got on here. Let's see if we go into Discover. Doesn't look like anything too interesting in here, but overall very basic and very clean and easy to use layout here on the 6600's little touchscreen. So that is my little unboxing and initial setup video of the HP OfficeJet 6600. Please feel free to let me know what you think of the printer in the comments below. And with all that said, that's all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. Guys, if you liked the video, please go ahead and hit that like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so, and it really does help support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. Guys, Mobile Cup of Joe, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. And make sure you head on over to our website at www.mobilecupofjoe.com for the latest in technology news, reviews, giveaways, and more. I'm Joe Martin from mobilecupofjoe.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.